Hi students, in this video I'd like to give a brief introduction about computer. What is a computer? The Oxford Dictionary defines a computer as an automatic electronic apparatus for making calculations or controlling operations that are expressible in numerical or logical terms. First point is the formal definition of computers. A computer can be considered as a data processor. It can accept input which may be either data or instruction or both. So computer can accept input. The input may be either data or instruction. So now you may think about what is data, what is instruction. So I will try to explain with the help of a simple example. If I am giving two datas, that is 5 and 3, that 5 and 3 can be considered as data. If I write something like 5 plus 3, it can be considered as instruction. The computer remembers the input by storing it in memory cells. So the input given to the computer will be stored in memory. So computer has the capacity to remember things with the help of those memory cells. It can process the stored input by performing calculations or by making logical comparisons or both. It gives out the result of arithmetic or logical computations as output information. So the input will be converted to some other form. That some other form is called output. So the some other form is obtained by applying this arithmetic and logic operations. The computer accepts input and outputs data in an alphanumeric form. So the input given to the computer will be alphanumeric form. Similarly, the output obtained from the computer is also alphanumeric form. Alphanumeric means alphabets plus numbers plus some symbols. Internally, it converts the input data to meaningful binary digits 0, 1, performs the instructed operations on the binary data, and transforms the data from binary digit form to understandable alphanumeric form. So the language understood by computer is binary language. That means it contains only two symbols 0, 1. But the language known by the user is actually alphanumeric or English language. So internally the input given, that is the alphanumeric form given to the computer, will be converted to zeros and ones. And also it transforms the data or transforms the binary data or transforms the processed binary data to understandable alphanumeric form. So next is hardware and software. Hardware is the physical component of a computer that includes all mechanical, electrical, electronic and magnetic parts attached to it. You all know the definition of hardware. A computer consists of following major hardware components: input and output devices, central processing unit, memory unit and storage devices, and interface unit. So you all know what is input output devices. You heard about central processing unit. You know memory unit and storage devices. Interface unit means the unit which connects or interconnects all these components, all these above components. Next is software. Software provides the instruction that tell the hardware exactly what is to be performed and in what order. So anyway, computer is a machine which is there to minimize the human effort or to, so we have to give instruction to the computer. Based on that instruction only, the computer will process input data. A program is a series of instructions which is intended to direct a computer to perform certain functions and is executed by the processor. So this series of instruction or this sequence of instruction is called program, and that is given to computer to perform a particular task, and that task is performed by processor or central processing unit. In broader sense, software can be described as a set of related programs. So here you have to understand the three terms. Instructions, you all know what is instruction. Group of instruction can be considered as program. Group of program can be considered as a software. Basic block diagram of digital computer. We have some input device, we have some output devices. We have a central processing unit. Inside the central processing unit, we have control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, and registers. Along with that, we have a memory unit to store data. Central processing unit. Central processing unit or CPU can be thought of as the brain of the computer. So CPU is known as the brain of the computer. Most of the processing takes place in CPU. Almost all the processing takes place in CPU. During processing, it locates and executes the program instructions. So I already told you, program contain a number of instructions. During the processing of instruction, first it will locate the instruction, then it will execute the instructions. It also fetches data from memory or input-output device and sends data back. So the CPU collects data from either memory unit or from input unit and also send data back. That means the output will be either stored in memory or it will be sent through an output device. Next is control unit. The control unit coordinates the processing by controlling the transfer of data and instructions between main memory and registers in the CPU. So here one block called registers. For the time being, you just understand register is also a memory unit. It is also a area where we can store data. So the control unit coordinates the processing by controlling the transfer of data and instructions between main memory and the registers in the CPU. So main memory means this memory unit. So you will study main memory, primary memory, secondary memory in detail later. So this control unit is used to transfer data from memory unit to and from registers. It also coordinates the execution of arithmetic logic unit to perform operations on data stored in particular registers. So to execute some instruction, the data must be stored in the register. Inside the processor, we have a memory area that is called register. So control unit coordinates the execution of arithmetic logic unit to perform operations on data stored in particular registers. So when you study working of computer, it will be more clear. Next is arithmetic logic unit. It is the part of the CPU that performs arithmetic operations such as addition and subtraction, as well as logical operations such as comparing two numbers to see if they are equal or greater or less. So you all know what is arithmetic operation. Basic arithmetic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Similarly, we have another set of operations called logical operations. Logical operations means comparing two numbers, whether it is equal, whether it is greater or whether it is less. So that logical operators help in decision making. Based on these three conditions, equal, less than or greater, we have to perform some operations. So registers, these are high-speed storage devices. In most CPUs, some registers are reserved for special purposes. Example, program counter, instruction register, etc. We will study this program counter, instruction register in detail later. So register is a high-speed storage device which is inside CPU or which is inside processor. That's the key point. And next is input devices. The data and instructions are typed, submitted or transmitted to a computer through input devices. Input devices are electronic or electromechanical equipment that provide a means of communicating with the computer system for feeding input data and instructions. So we already discussed about data and instructions. So this data and instructions are given to computer via input devices. So example for input devices are keyboard, scanner and mouse. Output devices. Output devices mirror the input data or show the output result of the operations on the input data or print the data. So we all know about output devices. So there is no need of an explanation. Example, monitor, printer, etc. Memory unit. Components such as input device, output device and CPU are not sufficient for the working of a computer. A storage area is needed in a computer to store instructions and data, either temporarily or permanently, so that subsequent retrieval of the instructions and data can be possible on demand. We have some data and we need some instruction to apply some operations on the data. So to store these instructions and data, we need some storage area that is called memory. Data are stored in a memory as binary digits. I already told you, computer knows only binary language, that means zeros and ones. So the data stored in computer will always be in either 0 and 1 called bits. Data of various types such as numbers, characters are encoded as series of bits and stored in consecutive memory locations. I already told you computer know only binary language, but we know English language. So this English language will be encoded in a series of bits. Suppose the letter A will be encoded in a particular series of bits and it will be stored in consecutive memory locations. Next is about memory location. Each memory location comprises of a single byte which is equal to 8 bits and has a unique address so that the contents of the desired memory location can be accessed independently by referring to its address. So here I have given a sample representation of memory. So here I have 8 cells. Each cell can hold either 0 and 1. These 8 cells can together be called as a byte. These 8 cells together be called as a byte. Each memory location comprises of a single byte. So whenever you hear about a memory location, the first thing which come to your mind is it will contain a single byte or it can store 8 bits and has a unique address. So this 8 cells grouped together has a unique address. So address is to identify that memory location. So similar to your home address, to identify your home location. Similar to that, memory address means to identify the memory location. So what's the need of address? To access the content of memory location. So each location can be accessed independently by referring to its address. So this point is very important. There are two types of memory that are used in a computer system. One is primary memory and other is secondary memory. Primary memory is the area where data and programs are stored while the program is being executed along with the data. So I already told you, program means a group of instructions. To get the desired result, we have to execute this program or we have to run this program. So if somebody asked us to run, means run is an instruction given to us. At that time, what will we do? We will run. That means we are executing that instruction. Similarly, computer will execute some instructions. This memory space, also known as main memory, forms the working area of the program. So always remember, when a program is executed or when a group of instruction is executed, both the data and program will be in primary memory. Primary memory is expensive and volatile. Expensive means the cost of primary memory is high. For the typical example of primary memory is RAM, random access memory, and it is volatile. Volatile means once the power supplied is taken away, the content of the memory will be wiped out. That is called volatile memory. It can store memory only when the computer is switched on. The memory is accessed directly by the processor. In the earlier block diagram, we have a memory unit. It actually refers to primary memory. So examples of primary memory are RAM, cache and registers. Cache you will study later or you can read somewhere else. Registers, you know, it's a memory area inside processor. RAM is primary memory, but it will be outside processor. So here I have given an example of 256 byte RAM. That means this RAM can store 256 bytes. I already told you each byte contains 8 bits. And each byte will have a unique address. Here the address will start from 0 to 255. Since this RAM contains 256 byte and the first address is 0, the last address will be 255. That means a total of 256 bytes will be there. So important point is, each byte will have a unique address, and with the help of this address, the processor can access data in the memory. Next is secondary memory. Secondary memory provides large, non-volatile and inexpensive storage for programs and data. So the typical example of secondary memory is our pen drive. or the hard disk in our computer. Because once we remove the pen drive from the system, the data will be there in the pen drive. That's why it is called non-volatile. And also it is not that expensive as RAM. And also it is much slower than RAM. However, the access time in secondary memory is much larger than in primary memory. Secondary storage permits the storage of computer instructions and data for long periods of time. So if a file is stored in a pen drive, we can have it in the pen drive for a longer time until we delete it. Moreover, secondary memory, which is also known as auxiliary memory, stores a huge number of data bytes at a lesser cost than primary memory devices. Just look at this table. This is unit of memory. You all know byte means 8 bits. We already discussed in the previous slides. That is 2 raised to 0 byte. That is 1 byte means it contains 8 bits. Then kilobyte, you may heard about that. So 1 kilobyte means it will contain 1024 bytes. 1024 is 2 raised to 10. If you notice, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, everything is in power of 2. Why it is power of 2? Since computer can only understand 2 digits, 0 and 1. That's why everything is of power of 2. So 2 raised to 10 bytes is called kilobyte or 1024 bytes. Similarly, 2 raised to 20 bytes means 1024 kilobytes. It is called megabyte. So from the table it is clear various unit of memory. Memory operations, there are 2 operations, read and write. Read means during this operation data is retrieved from the memory. So that means reading the data from the memory. Write operation means in this operation data is stored in the memory. You just look at this diagram which shows memory hierarchy. Register means memory inside processor. That is the fastest memory and also the cost is high. Next is cache. Cache is actually a memory block between main memory and registers or RAM and registers. Generally it is used to store the frequently accessed data. Next is secondary memory. So when cost decreases, speed increases. One more thing is there. When we look at from top to bottom, the size of the memory will also increase. That's all I want to share in this video. Thank you.